Right, let's take you back to this story now, where Premier of the Northwest, Lazarus Mokgosi, accompanied by the MEC for Arts, Culture, Sport and Recreation, Collen Maine, will lead the Provincial Youth Month Commemoration in Kgetleng Rivier to conclude Youth Month activities in the province. Following his address, Premier Mokgosi will officially open the Redirile Community Library, which will have a section for visually impaired persons, such as non-visual desktop access. Very interesting. For more on this story, let's speak now to our reporter, Refiloe Seboko. Refiloe, good morning to you once again. It's really interesting. Have we started to see the assistance or the work being done at this library?
Well, yes, of course. I'll be joined by Lebogang Olifant just now, Naledi. Very interesting that there's a section here that accommodates people with different disabilities. Anyways, he will just demonstrate to us how the library for the blind works. And let's welcome Lebogang. Thank you so much, Lebogang, and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. Talk to us about this section of the library that we are, and particularly accommodating people with disabilities.
Thank you very much. This library here, we call it a mini library for the blind. It specifically caters for blind people, partially sighted people, and older persons, including other persons with print disabilities. So in here today, we have devices that we can show you that allow blind people to be able to access information in most of the libraries that we have in the province. So what we have here, we have a document reader. So how it works is that when a blind person comes into a library and can't find any book in audio or in braille, then they will use this device called a document reader to read a book. So what we will do, they will just place a book here, and then the device will take an image of the book.
Arrests. Police began going to schools and houses TC for learners they believed had planned the protest. More than 2,000 people were arrested a month after the 16th.
Then it will read out whatever is written in the book. So it doesn't matter how the book is placed, the device will orientate the book and read it according to the way a book is supposed to be read. And then here we also have computers. Blind people normally use these computers, and they also have a voice called NVDA or JAWS to assist blind people to be able to access information, whether internet or anything that they want to do in the computers. As you can see, that keyboard is a different keyboard compared to the one that most sighted people are used to. This one normally is used by partially sighted people. You can also see the font and the colors, which actually shows them, assists them and blocks them for not, and does not allow them to put their heads to the keyboard. So it also assists them to read more easily. And then here we have tactile books for the blind. It's for children. So in most cases, you would find that a blind child is born blind and does not know what a frog is. That person has never, or that child has never seen a frog. So this is how they teach them how to feel. They use their hands to touch and get to know how a frog feels like. This book is also written in braille, and then whatever is written here, it's transcribed in braille here. So these are some of the services that we have for blind people, blind children. And what we have there is a pen for blind people. It's called a braille machine. So it's a machine that produces braille. The braille that the dots that I just showed you there are produced from the braille machine. And then here we have the devices that they use when they come to the library to get their books. This is called the Envoy Connect. It's one of our newest devices that we are using for blind people to access their books.
So, of the beginning, by Norbert Kgetleng.
So it's a book. So whenever they wanted to select a book from here, they will just play the book and listen to the book. And whenever they need to change the books inside the device, they will come to the library to come and access our website and then load more of their books in this device. So previously we were using the older one here called a Victor Reader. So we switched to the new one. So whenever our members are joining the library, they will be getting a free Envoy Connect.
And I want us to talk to the area that we are in here, Kgetleng Rivier. How is it going to benefit all the people that come and were really in need of a section of the library of the sort?
Yeah, in most communities we find blind people or print disabled people. But the issue of bringing them to the library before they get access to be trained in these issues does not work, because we need to get to maybe explaining, going to that. When we find a blind person, we'd find that the person has not been trained and the person is not independent. It means that we need to get to mobility and orientation. They need to learn how to be independent so that they can be able to come to the library on their own. As you can see, we have a cane here. They get taught. There's a program that teaches them on how to use that cane, how to count money, how to use talking calculators. So after that, then they can be introduced to library programs, because we need to see if those people are independent first before we can bring them to the library. So from now on, we will get the people and we'll get to train them in braille, mobility, and they will be able to freely use the services of the South African Library for the Blind.
Interesting indeed, Lebogang. Thank you so much for your time in explaining and taking us through what library for the blind looks like, and accommodating even the children, Naledi, those that are reading in braille. But just to give an idea of what the frog is like, touching it and feeling it, but also those that are also not able to read because they are blind, and then we have a device like that one that reads out loud so that everybody can be able to read the books and hear them, and it's accommodative of everyone. So it's an interesting and also a facility that I guess that a lot of people are going to benefit from, so that nobody, the young and the old, feels like they are being left behind.
Yeah, very fascinating, right? Really interesting. Thank you so much for that update. Refiloe, Seboko speaking to us there from the Northwest.